Hey yo, GOAT format players, it's Skill Brown Magician here, and we have day number 6 of the Halloween profiles, and this deck is Return of Fear, and it's featuring the spiciest of the Fiend cards. It's Dark Necrofear. And let me introduce you to the boss monster of the deck. It's Dark Necrofear. This is what the deck is themed around, and it's why we're playing so many Fiends. Her effect is it can't be normal summoned or set, and it must first be special summoned from your hand by banishing 3 Fiend monsters from the graveyard. Then I'm going to abbreviate this next part. Basically, during the end phase, if this card, while it's in your monster zone, if it's sent to the graveyard, either by battle or by card destruction effect, as long as it hits grave, you can target one face-up monster on your opponent's side of the field, equip this card, and it basically is a snatch steal, and you do not pay life points. So as long as this card goes from the monster zone to graveyard, you get to snatch steal an opponent's face-up monster if they have one. So it's kind of a cool, makes it linger on field a little bit longer, makes it a little bit more painful to get rid of. Then we have Bazoo the Soul Eater. It's kind of acting as our third copy of Dark Necrofear, and it's important. It's because he banishes 3 monsters from the graveyard, and it doesn't have to be Fiend. It can just be any monster type. So he's a nice banisher in the deck. We run double Archfiend Soldier, just a vanilla beat stick, but it's a Fiend, 1900 attack, 1500 defense. 1500 defense is not bad, especially considering he has 1900 attack. Then Slate Warrior, the super spicy Fiend flip effect monster. It's a Fiend flip with 1900 attack. I repeat, it's a flip monster with 1900 attack, which actually becomes very important later, the fact that Slate Warrior is a flip. So his effect is crazy. If he gets flipped, he gains 500 attack and defense, so he can potentially go up to 2400 attack. And when he's destroyed by battle, the monster that kills him loses 500 attack and defense. So he just makes for another negative effect when he leaves field, kind of like Dark Necrofear. Kind of a creepy looking dude too. Then we have Night Assailant, definitely Halloween themed. We have this crazy, it looks like the Grim Reaper classic effect. You target a monster your opponent controls, destroy it. And we're running some discard stuff in here, so it makes Night Assailant's second effect even better, which is when this card's sent from the hand to the graveyard, target a flip monster in your grave, accept this card, and return it to hand. So you can grab back stuff like Slate Warrior, either of your jars because we're playing both, and then Dekoichi too. So really nice effect, gets back some really cool flips. Then we're playing Triple Giant Germ because it's a good card, it's a recruiter, and it's 3 Fiends potentially in our graveyard, and it thins the deck by 2. So it's kind of like a Gravekeeper Spy, where when it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, well, I guess it's not like Gravekeeper Spy since it's a flip, but when this card's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Then you can special summon any number of Giant Germs from your deck in face-up attack position. So you can special summon out 2 more Giant Germs in attack onto your field right away. Double Mystic Tomato, it's actually really nice to go into Giant Germ right away just to clear your deck potentially of 3. And obviously he searches Sangin, and Sangin searches pretty much all of these monsters except for your beat sticks up here, and then Breaker and Tribe. We play Snatch, we play Prima, we play Double Knock, which is a really good card in this deck. We have the Trinity, and then we also play Card Destruction. We have Heavy Storm, MST, we have Double Phoenix Wing, Wind Blast. This sets our opponent back a turn, gets rid of any of their cards. It could be a back row, it could be a monster, face up, face down, doesn't matter. Gets rid of something, puts it on top of their deck, sets them back a turn while we continue pushing with our aggro strategy. Then this is what seals the game for us and allows us to make unexpected game shots, return from the different dimension. You activate this after you have your Dekoichis banished from Knock, after you have your Slate Warriors banished, where you can do some really nice stuff. I'll talk more about it in the stratagems in just a second. We have our Trinity Traps, and then that rounds out the lineup. It's a little different than the one in here because I updated it. But let's get into the stratagems. Man, I can't believe we're on day number 6 now. Tomorrow's deck is going to be my favorite one out of the ones that I've showed you guys. I saved the best for last, and I hope you guys are looking forward to it. All right, for the stratagems, Bazoo, Necrofear, and Nobleman are going to be our return switches. Because if they Nobleman either Slate Warrior or our Dekoichis, and we get rid of all 3, that means our returns are active now for 5,700 attack or 4,200 attack. That's crazy. So much Nobleman bait because we can just set Slate Warrior, turn 1, set Slate Warrior, set return, and if they knock the Slate Warrior, now your return is live for 5,700. Because we have so many sets, basically our Cyber and Morphing Jars should be resolving. Also, you can return jars with Night Assailant's effect, so if your Cyber Jar, if your Morphing Jar gets popped, you can still potentially use it again with Night Assailant's effect. Archfiend is a reliable beater in this deck. Something that I really like, and it's underrated, is he has 1,500 defense, 1,900 that's pressure, and he's just a vanilla, so your opponent's going to be a little more hesitant to get rid of him with back row removal. So here's all the different monsters and the synergies in the deck. So here I want to talk about Necrofear. Look at that artwork. I feel like it's holding a marionette puppet from Magical Marionette. I'm not sure, but it looks kind of familiar. It's kind of creepy, but definitely Halloween themed. Return of Fear, right? Necrofear is a pain since her effect goes off as long as she hits graveyard from your monster zone, like I explained in the deck profile. It has a snatch-like effect, but you don't have to pay your opponent's life points. The only thing is it's situational because your opponent does have to have some sort of face-up monster on their side of the field. But she has a 2,800 defense, so that's pretty nice. She could just sit in defense, or you can push with her and attack with 22. Also, return. If you have it set and you have a lot of fiends or monsters in your banish pile, you can swing into back row all day long. Because what you do is once they activate their last spell or trap, you just activate return from the different dimension, bring back all of your beat sticks like Slate Warrior, Dekoichi, maybe things that you got banished off, and then you just go for game out of nowhere. All right, let's see the deck in action against a Thunder Dragon Chaos deck. I'm not going to lie, I did not play the deck that well. I didn't get to test it too much by this point, and I kind of just recently, I didn't throw this together. I already had it built, but I had to make a lot of adjustments to it. So this is kind of like my best product that I can give you guys so far. So let's get into it. He's going to set 2, pass, and I just want to see if he's going to get rid of a knock right away. And he just has the Mimic, level 1, so he gets a draw, and he sets a monster, sets a back row, and he ends his turn. I have a set Giant Germ and a set Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, but I don't really have great discard fodder in hand yet. So I'm just going to set the Morphing Jar, and here I really should have set my Heavy Storm and my Snatch Steal. I guess I was just worried about committing all of my spells and traps. So here he sets his level 1 with a book, and then he gets the Thunder Dragon, and he still hasn't drawn yet with Mimic. And then he hits me with the Heavy Storm, and here it was kind of pointless for me because I knew he had Mimic. I should have returned the Mimic to hand, but I returned the other monster, and he flips it. He draws whatever that monster was, and then he tributes off the Mimic for Thunder Dragon. And here he kind of makes a misplay. I don't know what happened, but he special summons Chaos Sorcerer, and he tries to banish Morphing Jar. But you can't obviously get rid of monsters that are face down with Chaos Sorcerer's effect. You can only do that with BLS. So he hits into it, and I lose my cards. I should have set those. I should have set the Heavy Storm and the Snatch. I don't know what I was thinking. It's because I thought the Phoenix Wing Wind Blast would be enough to cover me, to cover my Morphing Jar, but I didn't expect him to go for this play. So I got kind of greedy. I should have just set the cards. But he attacks into my face down Giant Germ, and we get 2 more out and attack, and he has no more attacks left for this turn. But he hits me with Duo. That's a bummer. Let's see what he gets. And it's actually not too bad. He gets my extra copy of Phoenix Wing, and then I discard my Night Assailant to get back my Morphing Jar. And here it's where it's gonna be more complicated because I get the Graceful, and I discard Dekoichi and Knock. No point getting Knock right now. And I don't really need a set Dekoichi. So I make a tough call here. I have to get rid of the Chaos Sorcerer before I bring out the Dark Necrophir. And I bring out Tribe. I discard my Morphing Jar, which is crazy, and that hurt. But I get rid of the Chaos Sorcerer. I hit him with the Duo. And then I crash. I poke him for 2,000 here, and he hits my Mirror Force with Dust Tornado. That's okay. I go normal summon, Mystic Tomato. Let's see what he has face down. Let's just apply the pressure. I set 1 in defense to avoid the Mirror Force, and repoke him for 1,000 there. He gets Duo back, so I decide, you know what? I'm just going to banish the 3 off just to put another body on field, to have Dark Necrophir, and to have my returns active now, in case I draw them. But here, I need to play it safe, and I'm just going to leave Dark Necrophir, and here I would be 100 life points shy, which I am, but I didn't want to summon and go into something and get hit by like a Torrential, but I also didn't want to get Mirror Forced. So here, he gets exiled, and this really sucks because he has Torrential set. I have no back row. He takes out all of my monsters. This is not looking good. But then I draw into Night Assailant. I attack for 200, and he's forced to use his Raigeki Break to discard Duo. And now it's top deck war. But I'm at 7,000 life points, and he's at 100. I draw into Dark Necrophir. Guess what? It's late game. I have more than enough Fiends in graveyard. I special summon Dark Necrophir. Let's see if I can get the game shot. But I get booked instead. He sets 1. I flip summon, bring out Cyberjar. Let's attack in. And it's just a Sangan. So I attack with Dark Necrophir, clear the Sangan out, and then I pop him with Cyberjar. And that's game. So you can see some of the interactions there. I didn't get to get into return from the different dimension, but this was a fun duel. Hopefully you guys enjoy Archfiends. I didn't really get to do a fully themed Archfiend deck, and I actually focused more on Necrofear, but I really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys did too. I'll see you tomorrow for the spiciest of the Halloween profiles, the one I'm the most excited about. Until that one, I'll see you guys later.